Have you ever loved someone so deeply that you ignored the cracks? The tiny fractures in their words, their actions, their loyalty? Have you ever looked into someone's eyes and felt something sinking inside? You is a small, quiet truth telling you that this person is slowly destroying you. But you keep holding on because you're afraid to lose them? If you have, then this story, my friend, is your story. It begins the same way most tragedies do, with a man who believed that love alone was enough. He met her on a day he doesn't even remember fully. Just flashes of her smile, the way she tucked her hair behind her ear, the softness in her voice. She felt warm. She felt different. She felt like peace disguised as a person. And when you've been lonely long enough, peace is addictive. But the universe always whispers before it screams. And the whispers were there. Tiny ones, faint ones he pretended not to hear. Like the way she sometimes dismissed his feelings with a laugh. The way she rolled her eyes when he opened up about his dreams. The way she kept him close but never close enough to fully trust her. In the beginning, he told himself it was nothing. He told himself he was overthinking. He told himself love requires patience, forgiveness, effort. And he was right. But only when both people are giving that effort. Weeks passed, months passed, and the strange feeling he pushed down began rising in him like smoke. She was with him, but her attention, her energy, her loyalty, felt scattered like pieces of her were drifting somewhere else. He felt it in the delayed replies. He felt it in the sudden coldness. He felt it in the way she became defensive when he asked simple questions. But he stayed. Because when you love someone, you don't leave the first moment things get hard. You fight. You hold on. You hope, until the hope starts hurting more than the truth. One evening he asked her gently, softly, "Is everything okay with us?" And she smiled, kissed him on the forehead, and said the sentence that would haunt him later. "You worry too much." That line he later realized wasn't reassurance. It was a warning, a dismissal, a tactic to keep him silent. As weeks turned into months, her behavior changed like seasons. One day warm, the next day cold, one moment loving, the next moment distant. She accused him of being insecure, while giving him 1,000 reasons to be. But here's the twisted thing about love. You start apologizing for things you didn't do. You start fixing problems you didn't cause. You start bleeding to keep someone else warm. And he bled quietly, hoping, praying, that one day she would see how much he loved her, how much he cared, how deeply he wanted her to be happy. But the truth about the wrong person is simple. The more you give, the less they value you. And the more they sense you cannot leave, the more they will test how much you can endure. He reached a breaking point on a night he will never forget. They were sitting together, but she was miles away, scrolling, smiling faintly at her phone, typing fast with a glow in her eyes he hadn't seen in months. He asked softly, "Who are you talking to?" She froze, then slowly turned her phone over, screen down, and said, "Why does it matter?" And in that moment, something inside him cracked. Not loudly, not dramatically, but quietly, like a rope snapping inside the dark. It wasn't the words. It was the tone. It was the look in her eyes. The same eyes that once looked at him like he was her world. Now holding nothing but irritation and impatience, he went home that night feeling something he hadn't felt in years. The cold touch of truth. It wasn't that she didn't love him anymore. It was that she probably never loved him the way he loved her. The next morning, she texted him casually, like nothing had happened. Like she hadn't broken something inside him the night before. Like he was supposed to act normal, swallow the pain, pretend everything was fine. But this time, something was different. He didn't reply immediately. He didn't rush. He didn't beg. For the first time, he sat with his pain. He listened to it. He honored it. And that's when the ancient Stoic truth hit him. You cannot control another person, but you can control what behavior you accept. He realized he had been choosing suffering, choosing disrespect, choosing to stay where his soul was shrinking. And when a man realizes that, something powerful awakens inside him. Not anger, not revenge, but clarity. Clarity is the death of confusion. Clarity is the birth of strength. Clarity is what finally sets you free. He met her the next day, not to fight, not to beg, not to accuse, but to listen one final time to the truth that had been screaming inside him. She arrived late, barely apologizing. She gave excuses he had heard before. She flip-flopped between affection and annoyance. She blamed stress, friends, mood swings, everything except her own choices. And when she finished, she looked at him like she expected him to apologize, to reassure her, to fix her guilt. But he didn't. Instead, he said something she never expected. He said, "I love you, but I love myself more." She blinked, confused, thrown off, caught completely unprepared. He continued, "And because of that, this is where I leave." She tried to argue. She tried to cry. She tried to guilt trip him. She tried to say he was overreacting. But this time, her words could not reach him. Because once a man sees the truth, he cannot unsee it. He walked away, not loudly, not angrily, not dramatically. He walked away quietly and with dignity, the way a Stoic does. And that's when life taught him the deepest lesson of all. The wrong woman will make you lose yourself. The right woman will help you find yourself. And sometimes the only way to meet the right one is to leave the wrong one. People think heartbreak destroys a man, but that's not true. Heartbreak reveals a man. It strips him down to his essence. It forces him to rebuild from the ashes with more strength, more clarity, more purpose. Today, he doesn't hate her. He doesn't blame her. He doesn't regret the love he gave. He simply understands the truth. Some people come into your life as lessons, and the lesson was learning when to walk away. So if you are watching this, if you feel the same heaviness he once felt, if your heart is whispering the same warnings, ask yourself, are you staying because it's love, or because you're afraid to start over? Because the Stoics remind us, you deserve the peace you are seeking. And sometimes, peace begins the moment you stop fighting for someone who stopped fighting for you long ago. Don't let loyalty become your prison. Don't let love become your excuse for suffering. Don't let fear keep you chained to someone who would never bleed for you the way you bled for them. Walk away before you lose the parts of yourself you can never get back. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.